welcome. Welcome to Level Up with CMJ. Hey, my name is Joe, and this is my Craps Master dice shooting journey. Let's make it yours too. Today's episode number 304 of the Level Up program and day number 14 of the Black Belt. If you're new to the program, this is all about my shooting the dice at the craps table, as well as practicing a trend-based betting system and a blue-collar craps style of play. In the chat, we got Navaldo checking in way early this morning, and we got Roger from OMC Craps. You are very welcome for the chip there, Roger. And we got Coach Joe checking in on YouTube side of things. On the Kick.com side of things, we got Seth Julie checking in, and we've got only 5 people on YouTube this morning, and we've got 1 person on Kick. So hopefully the day picks up as we go. We're going to start off today shooting from the end of the table. That is going to be one of the requirements of the black belt, is to get our throws down from pretty much anywhere on the table. So far we've done stick left 1 and 2. We've done stick right 1 and 2. Now we're going to start throwing from the end of the table. And we're going to use a slightly different toss today, something that we normally don't do. Normally I do a 3-finger front par style grip, and I do a par toss like I would normally on a stick left or stick right. I've also used the Yuri style grip, where we grab the edges of the dice, and we would do a par style toss there. Today we're going to go with a ice magic type toss. We're going to grab a par style grip. We're going to set it up against the back of the wall, and this is something that was kind of talked about by Howard Rock and Roller, and a lot of people told me to try to check it out, and this is what I can remember from it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start the back of the wall, we're going to come out, and the dice are going to be in line when they're released, and they'll get down to the end of the table, and hopefully we're going to try to decrease or minimize the amount of energy when they hit the back wall. So let's see how that goes as we get going. Before we get started, I want to talk about this past weekend. On Saturday, I had Brian Flegel come over to my house, as well as Coach Joe come over to my house, and we had a powwow for probably about 2 hours. Talked about computer programming, we talked about dice throwing, we talked about betting at the craps table, and then we made a trip up to Green Bay. And yours truly bombed the dice roll, and I had like a 4 and a 5 roller. But Coach Joe, guys, Coach Joe threw an 11 and a 15 at the table. So he had some really good rolls. He was throwing from stick right 1. I was throwing from stick left 1. I did, however, stay true to the blue collar craps style, and Coach Joe and Brian will attest to that. And I went in with a $500 bankroll. I only bought in for $200 though, and I walked out with a $150 profit. And I was playing basically the 6 and 8 for $15 or $18 a piece. And once I got to break even, I would do some kind of like iron cross type strategy. And I had a couple of dilemmas towards the end of the session. We played for about an hour and a half or so. Had a couple of dilemmas towards the end of the session on whether I should pull down my bets or not. And Brian was standing right behind me, and I was running all the thoughts out loud to him, and he could see the dilemma on where we were at. But luckily, I pulled down. I was about even, maybe about, I don't know, $20, $30 above or beyond, or above or below even. And I had $100 on the table, so I said, I'm going to pull that back. And sure shit, as soon as I pulled it back, the next roll was a 7, so we saved ourselves $100 there. But anyway, we walked out with a $150 profit. I stayed true to the blue collar crap style, and I do have witnesses to do so. So anyhow, let's get going here. We're going to start off with Crapsee here, so make sure you get your bets in. We are playing a $15 table. And I have got a $1,960 bankroll today. So our goal is somewhere around $200 to $250. So if we can get up to $2,200 bankroll today, that would be a perfect situation for us. So again, we're going to start with a $15 pass line bet. I'm not going to do any craps check. I'm not going to do any ATS bets. We have 8 people playing at Crapsee. We are now up to 6 people on YouTube, and we've got 3 people on Kick. So make sure you just say hi. Red is checking in on Kick, so good morning, Red. We got Brian checking in on YouTube, and let's go all bets set here. Dice out. So again, 3, 2, 3, 6 dice set. This is going to be our first time throwing. I have not thrown from the end of the table for probably almost 2 years now, 1.5 years, 2 years. So I am not trained whatsoever. I did do quite a few warm-up shots this morning to see how this is working. But basically, we're going to take the dice in our par style grip. We're going to lay it up against the end of the table here. And all we're going to do is just toss it down to the end of the table. And when I release, my hand should be in that handshake position. So let's see what we're going to end up with here. We've got a 3-3 hard 6, the double degen for our first roll. So that is a primary on top. And make sure the KPI is working. It should be. And the hard thing is to get the dice back, because right here to right above where my hand is, I have a light stand. So there's a light up there that's kind of, I have to duck underneath to get back. To get to the end of the table here. So we got 3-3 hard 6. And we're going to start off with a 128 across bet level. So that's going to be 4 units on all the numbers, except for that 6, which is the point. So let's go across 4 units. So that's going to be $20 on the 4, 5, 9, and 10. We got 24 on an 8. $15 pass line bet. So it's $119 total on the table. I'm trying to do the magic toss, or magic tong toss, or whatever it's called, magic toss, ice magic, I think he calls it. So that's the type of style that we're going to try to throw at the end of the table here. So again, that was a primary on the top. We'll go 3, 2, 3, 6. That was a safe result. And dice out. So here we go. And again, lay them up against the table. What I found is if I brought it back and tried to get that corner on, I couldn't get it down. So I almost have to lay the dice down on this type of angle rather than this type of angle, just so everybody knows. We'll re-grip them because they split apart a little bit on me. So right here, I'm going to try to throw them right down the don't pass line. And we've got a 2, 3, 5 Justice 5. So that'll be our first box hit. So that is a nice start to this toss. And again, this is something that I just started practicing today. So it's going to take a little while to get it down, to get it perfected if I can. So you just tried it. Well, I think your name is Bog 316. I just said that he just tried it. It's very comfortable, and I agree. It does seem pretty comfortable. Again, this throw came from Howard Rock and Roller. He had done a video a while back on it. Actually, a couple videos I think on it. And it seemed pretty cool. But anyway, we're going to go 1 unit across pressure. So we're going to make the 4, 5, 9, and 10 look like $25. $30 on that 8. Let's pick up $15 in pass line odds. We're going to look for one more box hit here. Okay, sounds good, my friend. Silent G. Anyhow, 3, 2, 3, 6 is what we're going to stick with. We're going to try to pick up one more box hit here, and then we'll come down to the 60 outside bet level. So here we go. All bets set, and dice out. Dice did cross on me towards the end there, and we've got a 639, and it would be the center field 9. Got a little bit more walking to do now that I'm at the end of the table. A little bit more, a couple, 4 or 5 more steps than what I'm used to. But that is our second box hit, so that is perfect. We got out of the shooter, and we got past that break-even point, so we're going to bring our bets down. And we're going to go 60 on the outside. So that's going to be $15 on a 4, 5, 9, and 10. 15 on that pass line. So we're a little bit into the shooter yet because of that pass line bet. Now, I have an option to do. I could either take one of those outside bets down and just stick with, 3 of the outside numbers and the pass line, or I could just leave it as it is. Right now, I have $63 brought back to the rack, $75 on the table, so that means I'm into the shooter for only $8. I'm going to keep it as it is, so we'll go 6, just like Jim Harbaugh. Okay, Harbaugh. Okay, very cool. We're going to keep it at 60 outside with a $15 pass line bet on that 6. So again, that was what did we throw? We threw a 6-3, so that was an explosion on that left die. That was a primary on the right die, so that's a safe result. So we're going to stick with that 3-2-3-6, and we'll call that all bet set here. And dice out. A little bit high energy there. And we got a ace deuce Alfredo sauce. So if you're new to the program, I always announce the left die first. I do watch the dice as they go down to the table, end of the table. And I announce the left die first, the right die second. Let's get that entered in KPI. Ace deuce Alfredo sauce. Get a little bit of saucy. So it's kind of fun when Brian and Coach Joe are at the house this weekend. We were kind of doing different dice calls as we were playing around here. What would happen is we would kind of switch shooter positions. Brian would shoot for a little bit. Coach Joe would shoot a little bit. I would shoot a little bit. And Brian was practicing his betting strategies. So it was a lot of fun. Had some good conversations. That was a implosion on that left die. That was an explosion on that right die. So that was a drift right, ultimately. That is a safe result. And let's call this all bet set. That was no help for me. And dice out. Ooh, the dice landed on top of each other. The right one sat, the left one continued on, but we have a 4-4 heart 8 square pair. Like and subscribe. So that is our point. So we're going to be coming out looking for a new point. That's a primary hit on the bottom of both dice. So we're going to keep that $15 pass line bet, and that's $63 brought back to the rack. No, that was not, I'm sorry, that was not a pass point hit. We're on a 6. So that was a nothing for me. Huh, that sucks. 3-2-3-6. And we're going to stick with the same bet here. We got 11 people playing at Crapsee. We got 11 people watching on YouTube, 3 people on Kick, 6 likes so far. Make sure you give me a thumbs up on the way out if you could. Good morning, Red Eye, checking out on YouTube there. And he said he thought Howard was using a 3-2-4-5, and he may well have been using the 3-2-4-5 on his video, but we're sticking with the 3V dice set here for our first 2,000 throws on the black belt level here. And the reason we're doing that, so that way we can get used to analyzing the dice results and it becomes second nature, so I don't really have to think much about it. And I'm getting close to that point, and we're only like 500 throws into black belt. And then once we get to 2,000 out the 3V, we're going to go 2,000 with the 2V, and then we'll go 2,000 with the cross 6s, and then we'll go 4,000 throws with the rhythm rolling, the advanced rhythm rolling technique. And one of the cool things that'll be coming up here pretty soon, guys, is I'm going to be having a display on my monitor, hopefully within the next few weeks here, that'll actually show you what my last dice set was. It'll show you what the result of the throw was, both number and what the dice actually did, and a suggested new set. So that's going to be a part of my monitor, part of my screen is coming up. I have Coach Joe is actually programming all the stuff for me. So that way all I have to do is put a couple keystrokes in and that'll all pop up on the screen. And it should hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully match what we discuss on the show here. So let's go all bets set here. And we'll go dice out. Again, that was no help for us on that last throw. 3, 2, 3, 6 is our dice set. And again, that right dice did not make it all the way down, but we have a 2, 5, 7. Ouch. So roll came to an end. And that was an implosion of that right die. That was a single pitch of the left die. So that was obviously a warning shot. So if you have that implosion with that single pitch away on a cousin 1 set, that is a warning. If we have an explosion with the single pitch towards us, that would be also a warning shot. So that was our first warning shot. So we're going to stick with the 3, 2, 3, 6 just to see, make sure it's not a regular thing coming up here. Good morning, George, checking in on YouTube. So this weekend we had quite a few people doing their shooter competition, and we have the 85 Bears. Mike had a phenomenal roll. He got a 40 roller. You see Kevin Smith checking in here normally on the Level Up program, and he's currently in 4th place, and he had a roll, I think, in the low 30s. So had some pretty amazing shooters this weekend go up. Yours truly is still 4th from last place. And my fingers, again, are crossed to make sure that I can hopefully get to the next round. If not, it'll be a major disappointment for me. Really looking forward to making it on, but I don't know, the way people are throwing, there's some amazing throws on the first round this year. So we'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed again, like I said. So let's go all bets set. It's coming out here. $15 pass line bet again. And we were only lost $12 on that last shooter. So we're still doing pretty good here. All bets set. And dice out. And we've got a 4-5 hard 9 Big Daddy Mac. So 9 will be our new point, which I kind of like to see that 9 because we threw 1 or 2 other 9s already. So that is a good sign, I guess. So it was a 4-5. So there's a double pitch on that left die. On that right die, that was an implosion. So you got to be careful with the double pitch. 3, 2, 3, 6 is what we'll stick with. And we're going to go 128 across. That's that 4-unit bet level. So that would put us at $20 on a 4, 5, and 10. We got 24 on that 6 and 8, the $15 pass line bet. Yeah, right. Whereas all the people been writing there. So how is the results translated to reality after 2,000 throws? I'm going in for 10,000%. Okay. I will show you towards the end of the program here. I do show you what each belt level that we're at, all the throws that we have, the results of all the throws up to that point. So like I said, we're about 500 throws in on the black belt level here, and I will show you those statistics towards the end of the show here. We got Buckeye Slim checking in on Kick.com. Good morning. We got Tommy T. Sizzle checking in on YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So let's call this all bets set. 128 across bet level. 3, 2, 3, 6. And dice out. If you're just joining in, this is my first time throwing from the end of the table, and I used to throw from the end of the table about 1.5 years or so ago, but I have not thrown since then. And we got a 314 Big Joe from Craps Master Journey. So 314, first box hit for this shooter. I got a string hanging from my sleeve. That feels a little bit weird. So 314, that would be a primary on that left side. That's a single pitch on the right side. So that is very cool. Engineers, that's, if I could redo life, my job would be an engineer or a teacher, one or two. Or I could be an engineering teacher. That would be even way cooler. But anyhow, let's go. It's our cross pressure here, 1 unit of cross pressure. So we're going to make the 4, 5, and 10 look like $25. We'll make the 6 look like $30 and the 8 look like $30. Let's pick up $15 on the pass line odds. So we now have got 165 on the table. We're going to stick with that 3236 dice set. And let's go all bets set here. Dice out. Yeah, I'm a little bit older than 30 years old. That would be nice to redo it, though. So, dice out. Ooh, that left eye crossed over. Let's see what we ended up with. We ended up with a 2-6, the Duracell 8. Go out and support free live craps. And you guys know what to do when Duracell jumps in. He says, give that thumbs up. He always says, how many people are watching? We got 17 people watching, only 7 thumbs up. Come on. So that was a, what do we have? We had a 2-6. 2-6. So that was a single pitch on that right die. That was a single pitch on the left die. So that was ultimately a primary hit, actually, because they both rolled over to have the 2-6. So stick with the 3-2-3-6. That was a safe result. Good morning, Chris Demon Dog. Red Eye says, never stop learning. And I agree with that, guys. That, you know, learning on a daily basis is huge. I'm constantly researching stuff, constantly looking things over, constantly trying to learn as we go forward here. So that was our second hit. So we're going to bring our bets down. And we're going to go 60 on the outside. That's going to be $15 on a 4, 5, and 10. We got a $15 pass line bet. So this time we did get out of the shooter. We have $74 brought back to the rack. We have $60 on the table. So that means we're actually $2 in a profit for the day. If I took everything off, we would actually have about $60 more, actually $72 more than what we started with. But we're going to keep on going here. We'll call this all bets set. And dice out. And we're just going to start trend betting upwards now. We'll get to that 5-unit level, that quarter level. And if we can get that quarter level to hit, we'll pick up the 6 and 8 then. Dice out. That was kind of a weird roll there. And this is something I'm going to have to get used to, interpreting the dice as they go down the table. That's a 4-4 heart 8 square pair, by the way. But I'm going to have to interpret what's happening to the dice as they land at the end of the table with this style of toss. Something that I'm not really accustomed to. I'm guessing that time when I released the dice, I overextended and they landed on the right side and flipped to the left is what I'm guessing, but I don't know really entirely. There's Mike checking in on YouTube. Congratulations on your 40 roller there, Mike. That was an amazing roll to watch. So that was an 8. That was no help for us. So it was a primer in the bottom. Let's go 3-2-3-6. And all bets set. If you're just joining in, like I said, this is my first time for over a year and a half of throwing from the end of the table. So we are training ourselves to do it correctly, as far as I can see at least. And dice out. We're using that ice magic toss that Howard had made popular on his videos. So we're just leaning up against the back wall, and we're going to throw them out and release them, so we're almost like we're shaking our hands out in midair. And we got a 2, 3, 5. That is the Justice 5. So that is a repeat dice result. We've thrown that once before, so that's a good sign that we might be doing something right here. And we're going to press that 5 up to make it look like a quarter. So we'll bring some money back to the rack. We'll put some back out on a table. And if we hit that 5 again, we'll pick up that 6 and 8 for $18 a piece. So that will be all the way across. So that was a 2-3. So that would have been a single pitch on that left die. That was a primary on the right die. Safe results. So we'll go back to a 3-2, 3-6. And let's call that all bets set here. Dice out. So if I can get another $200 brought back, we'll hit goal. Like I said, my goal today is between $200 to $250, somewhere in that area. Dice out. That one looked pretty. Let's see what we got for a result. We have a 1, 4, 5, the truck and camper. So we have another 5. That is perfect. Perfect for what we're looking for, because that's going to allow us to pick up that 6 and 8 now. So we're going to actually drop $1 to get that 6 and 8. So we made 35 on that. We're going to put 36 out on the table. And I forgot to lock that darn 6-8 in again. That would have been nice if I were the next. I don't have to do extra clicks. So we've got 130 brought back to the rack. We have 106 on the table. That was a 1, 4, 5. So that was an implosion of that left die. That was a double pitch on the right die. So we need to be careful with that. And let's call this all bets set here. Dice out. A little bit of a wild toss there, but we have got a 5-5 hard 10, the Old Bay bushel. It's a little bit long for me to see the dice results, so that's going to be another thing that's going to kind of bother me if I use this from the end of the table or throw from the end of the table in the real casino, because I like to see what the dice results are. I watch that left die all the way down, like I said, so I'm always trying to see, because sometimes the stick people will switch the dice around on you, but that was a 5-5, so that was single pitch on the left die. That was an implosion on the right die. So that was a single pitch towards us with an implosion. So that's a safe result. So we're going to stick with this. 3, 2, 3, 6. And that was a 10. We have money on that 10. So we're going to make that 10 look like a quarter. We'll make that a buy bet. And let's call this all bet set. 157 brought back to the rack, 116 on the table. And dice out. And we got, I have to go on a look. Yeah, unfortunately, we got a 257. Ouch. So, medium low, but hey, we got out of the shooter. We made a little bit of profit off of that one. So, I guess that's not the worst. And again, we're trying a new toss, new position for the table. This is the last position we'll be learning in the black belt program. So we had a 6 and an 8, so 2 average rolls, but we made a profit so far of about $30, just under $30 total between the 2 shooters. So I'm fine with that. Again, blue collar crap style play is a low to medium sized bankroll, low to medium sized win goal. We have about $200 to make yet, if we can make it today. If we don't, as long as we come out positive, I'm fine with that as well. So that was another warning shot. We'll stick to 3236 because we have not had many warning shots. I think that's only our second warning shot for the day here. So $15 pass line bet. Actually, we're going to go without pass line this time. No pass line, no don't pass. I'm going to pretend somebody else is shooting. So we get used to betting that way as well. And we'll call this all bets set here. Dice out. 3236. We got 20 people watching, 10 likes. I appreciate it, guys and gals. Dice out. Oh, that one didn't release like a handshake. But we got an ace deuce Alfredo sauce. So the craps. So if you had a craps check, you should have been protected on that. Always put a craps check out if you have a decent sized pass line bet. But it is a pass line loser. Still looking for a point here coming out. And that time I didn't release straight up and down. My hand was kind of crooked to the left here. So I didn't finish the handshake on that one. 3236. So good morning, Durso. 11 likes now, he says. So let's call this off bet set here. And I saw it looking for a point. My table is a 12-foot table. It's like 12 foot 1 inches or something like that. So it is a full 12 foot. So we are throwing from quite a distance down. And this time we got a 268, the Duracell 8. And that is appropriate because he just entered into the chat. So go out, support free live craps. Give that thumbs up where deserved. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so, only if you enjoy the content that you are seeing. So that was a 2-6, and that was a primary hit on the front face of both dice. So 3-2, 3-6, and we're going to go 128 across with our bet levels. That's 4 units on each of the numbers. And that brings us to $20 on the 4, 5, 9, and 10, 24 on the 6 and 8. This weekend, Coach Joe and Brian were here, and one of the comments they've made is they would like to see me place chips on the table so I can actually show the bets a little bit easier. And I told them I'm not going to do that, and this is the reason why. One, it's hard to do the Crapsee, it's hard to do the chips, it's hard to do entering in at a KPI, all that stuff all together. It's one reason. But the main reason is I can't reach across my table because my arms are too short. So if I'm reaching across the table, I'm still 3 to 4 inches away from where my numbers are at. So I got the short arm syndrome here. We got SJ checking. We got Ron from California Craps Club checking in. Good morning to all of you guys. Again, if you just joined in, I am shooting from the end of the table. First time in a very, very long time since I've done that. And we're using that Ice Magic Toss. And let's call this all bet set here. Dice out. At least my version of it, because I've never trained with Howard. I'm just going off of what I can remember from his video. And we have got 257. So we're going to switch it around now, and we're going to go, because that's getting too close for comfort for me. We're going to go over to the 3632 dice set now, which is the cousin 2 set, and we'll see if that gives us a little bit better results. So that one was a substantial loss on our bankroll there. So we're down roughly $100 now for the day. So that was our first ding. So to get to the cousin 2 set from the 3V, or from the 3236, all we do is we turn both dice out 1/4 turns. So that brings us to a 3632 dice set. Short arms work with deep pockets. Too funny. Anyhow, let's go back. $15 pass line bet. And no craps check, no ATS right now. We'll call this all bets set, and let's start off with this 3632, which is the cousin 2 set. Hopefully this will give us a little bit longer roll here. And we got a 235 Justice 5. What I'm finding is when I'm releasing a dice, that left die is actually going straight down, and the right one's the one that's either going left or right. At least that's what it looks like so far. So the 235. So our point is 5. And again, we are going to go with the 128 across bet level. So that's going to be 4 units on the $20 on the 4, 9, and 10, 24 on that 6 and 8. And the last roll was a 2-3, so that was a primer and top on the right side. That was a single pitch on the left side. No, it was not, because we went with the 3-6-3-2. So we got to switch our results around. So that was an implosion on that left die and a primary on the right. There we go. So that is a safe result. 3-6-3-2. Implosion left, primary right. Let's call this all bet set here and dice out. Ooh, the dice split apart when they left my fingers. So let's see what we got. That was a mechanical failure, guys. It was 2-5. That rolled on me. That was a 2-5, 7 outs. So 2.7 outs. Oh my God. And that was mechanical failure. What I felt was when the dice were in my hands and I brought them up, that bottom die slipped out. So they actually went like this through the air. Boom. So I'm not going to count that as a switch back to the cousin 1 set. We're going to keep it the same. 3-6-3-2. And let's ladder our bets up one time here. So let's go with a $30 pass line bet now. So let's ladder up and see if we can get a little bit of recovery going here. We lost 123 on that one. We lost 128 the last time. So that was a total of $251 we lost in the last 2 shooters. So we got to get some money back. Got to do a little bit of recovery. We're down about $212 for the day so far. So anyhow, it's $30 pass line bet, and I'm going to probably pick up a craps check this time. Let's go $2 craps check, and we'll call it all bet set. Dice out. 3-6-3-2. And again, guys, this is my first day throwing from this position and this style of toss. So maybe I shouldn't be betting and just kind of tossing and working on that, but we're going to do a little bit of both. Again, the dice split apart just slightly. Not as bad as that last time, but this time we have a 2-6-8. Actually, a 6-2-8. That would be the Duracell 8. Again, go with support free live craps. So that is a primary hit on the front face on both dice. So that is a safe result. The cousin 2 set. Again, 3-6-3-2. We are going to go, instead of 128 across, what's 2 times 128? That would be 256 across bet level. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be $40 on the 4, 5, 9, and 10. 48 on that 6. Let's pick up $15 in pass line odds. That puts us at 253 on a table. So let's hopefully get a successful roll here. 3, 6, 3, 2 is the dice set. And this is laddering up to hopefully do a little bit of recovery. So what we'll do is, if we get a hit here, we'll do 64 cross bet pressure, or 2 unit across on each number. And then what we'll do is, on that second hit, we'll come back down, but we'll go down to our normal level, which would be that 60 on the outside. So that way, hopefully, we're bringing more money back and still going back what we normally would do. So that's a little bit of recovery, hopefully. We'll go all bets set here. Dice out. Kind of veered off a little bit to the right there. And this time we got a 4-2-6. That would be a Kevin the Carpenter 2x4. So that is a double pitch on that left die. That is a single pitch on the right die. So that is ultimately a single pitch of the dice. And that is awesome. We got that second hit, so we got out of the shooter. No, that was the first hit. I'm sorry, first hit. So we're going to cross pressure 2 units each. So we're going to make that 4, 5, 9, and 10 look like $50. We make the 6 look like $60. Let's pick up another $15 in pass line odds. So that way we have $30 in pass line odds. And again, we're going to stick to that 3, 6, 3, 2. Fingers crossed we get a second box number hit here, so that way we get out of the shooter. Good morning, Jen. Justice Jen. I've been waiting about 1 count after the point has been set. Okay. So all bets set here. Dice out. 3, 6, 3, 2. And we got a leaner. Jen's gonna love me on this one. This is gonna come down on a 1. And we got a 6. 1, 6, 7, ouch. So that one did sting us. 3 shooters in a row where we lost money. This is the point now in real life where I would be walking out of the casino, or I'd be walking away from the craps table, guys and gals. I would not continue to bleed. I would take a little bit of a break here, but we're going to continue on. We are down just about $400 for the day. Again, remember, we started off with a reasonable bankroll. We started off with a $1,960 bankroll, and we're down to $1,472 right now. So, but I'm going to go one more shooter here. We got 8:43 for the time. 3236 is what we're going to go back to, that cousin 1 set. Ideal for you if you are playing dark side, that would be correct. And what do we do here? We have hit, what are our numbers here today? We hit a couple 3s, a couple 5s, a couple 6s, a lot of 8s. Some 9s. Yeah, we're going to stay with what we got here. Bankroll's at $1,400. Let's do this one. So let's go 96 across after we get the point established. We're not going to do a line bet here. We'll call that all bet set. 3236. I'm going to go with a 96 across. We'll do 2 hits, pressure up each hit, and then we'll come down to 88 inside after that second hit on the dice. So I'll walk you guys through it as we go. So it's tossed for, yeah, it was designed for that 3245, but again, we're sticking with the 3236 or the 3632 for the first 2,000 throws. Again, it's just basically for our analysis of the dice so we can train ourselves. And we have got 639, center field 9. So 9 will be our first point. Again, that's going to be an explosion of that left die. That's a primary of the right die. So, safe result. 3236. And we're going to go 96 across now. It says 3 units on each of the numbers. 15 on the 4, 5, 9, and 10. We got 18 on the 6 and 8. It comes up to 96 across. We're going to hit first time, hit a second time. We're going to do 1 unit across pressure when we do get those hits. After that second hit, we would come back down to 88 inside. So this is going to be looking for hit number 1 here. All bets set. And let's go dice out. And that one looked nice. Let's see what we got. We've got a 4-4 hard 8 square pair. So it's a primary in the bottom. And I know Red Eye's saying that, you know, Howard designed this for that 3, 2, 4, 5 dice result or dice set. But this brings up kind of a dilemma for everybody, you know, because everybody always asks, hey, you had a really good roll. What was your dice set? You know, and you have to remember that everybody throws the dice differently. Dice sets work differently for everybody. So Howard designed this for that 3, 2, 4, 5, but just because it's a 3, 2, 4, 5 for him or a lot of people, it might not work the same for everyone. So that's something that you want to consider. You know, trying out the toss, see what sets work out best for you. Again, like I said, we're sticking with that 3V for the first 2,000 here. But that was an 8. By the way, we're going to go cross pressure. So we're going to go from 96 across. We're going to make it look like 128 across. And we're going back with the 3, 2, 3, 6. We'll go all bets set here. And again, we'll go all bets set. One of the things that we're looking for on our results using the 3V is looking for a 3 or 4 on top. And we've been about 50-50, having a 3 or a 4 on top and not having a 3 or 4 on top. So something we got to kind of watch for as well. And we can actually rotate the dice away from us if we are not seeing that many 3s or 4s. And we get 5-4 hard 9 Big Daddy Mac. So that would be the hard 9, 5-4. So that is nice for us. I just realized that the top numbers are being cut off on my live stream. Huh. I'll have to adjust that a different time here. Actually, I don't know if I can do that right now. No. Yep. Yeah, I'm not able to adjust it right now. I'll have to come back at and adjust that when I'm done here. But all the top numbers are being cut off. We only got the bottom numbers there. I don't know what happened with that. Good morning, John GT. We got Ryan from Mark the Point checking in. So that was our point that we hit. So all of our bets are turned off. Again, I don't have any line bets at all. So that was the 9 that we set. That was the 9 that we hit. And that was a 5-4 variety. So that was a single pitch on that left die, double pitch on the right die. So that was ultimately a single pitch of the dice. 3, 2, 3, 6 is what we'll stick with. And let's call that all bets set here. Dice out. If you're just joining in here, guys, I'm using the Ice Magic Toss. First time in a very long time that I've shot from the end of the table. So we're retraining ourselves from this end. The dice landed almost on top of each other. Let me make sure KPI is engaged here. But anyhow, we got another 5, 4, 9. So we're back on that 9. Wow. So that's what, 3 9s in a very short period of time. So the 9 is obviously a strong number here. Again, single pitch on that left die, double pitch on the right die. Single pitch ultimately, safe result. And we got John's checking in on Kick. Good morning, John, on Kick. You feeling right there, John? That's awesome. Glad that you're checking in there. That is very appreciated. So we're on at 9. All of our bets are going to stay the same. We're at $20 on a 4, 5, 9, and 10. We got 24 on a 6 and 8. And again, we had 3 shooters in a row where we didn't do so well with this toss. So we're down significantly. So we're just kind of playing along today. Again, normally in a real life situation, I would have gone off the table and at least taken a break for a while here. But anyhow, 3, 2, 3, 6, dice out. Again, we landed on top of that right die. And again, we have another Buckeye buckshot. 4, 5, hard 9. Wow. So we got that 9 again. And that's going to allow us to go cross pressure again once we get a point established here. And that'll bring us to that 160 cross bet level. That was same result as the last time. So we got a 3, 2, 3, 6. Actually, I think the dice were reversed that time from what they were the last time. Good morning, Waylon, checking in. So again, I'm not doing any pass line bets here. We'll go all bets set here and dice out. 23 people watch on YouTube. We got 15 likes. We're down to 1 person on Kick. Dice out. And we got a 1, 3, 4, a Big Joe from Crapsee Master Journey. So our new point is going to be a 4. Threw a few of these today, not too many. I think that's our 3rd one that we threw today. Nope, it's only the 2nd one. So we got 1, 3, 4. Both of them were Big Joes. And that would have been an implosion of that left die. That would have been a double pitch on the right die. So safe result, but we got to be careful with the double pitch portion of it. So again, like I said, we're going to go cross pressure. So we are at that 160 cross bet level. And we'll call that all bet set here. Dice out. Let's see if we can Buckeye buckshot the point right away. Yeah, we did not. We got a 2, 1, 3, ace deuce, Alfredo sauce. So this is Jen's indicator to turn her bets off for 1 or 2 rolls. So again, that was a single pitch of both dice, but that was ultimately, I believe, a double pitch of the dice. Yes, because we had a single pitch that way, we had a single pitch this way. That's a double pitch, so we need to really be careful with that now. And again, I don't know enough about this toss yet in order to predict, but if you're throwing a regular power style grip from stick left or stick right, that double pitch is usually a finger position problem or a landing zone problem. So I'm not really sure what it would be for this. 2 horns and she'll turn off. Okay. So let's go all bets set here. That was no help for us, and dice out. Ooh, that left die landed, and the right die took off on us. We have a 2-2 hard 4, the Ian double deuce. Or we got 2-2. Let's go on a cruise. Brian, holy roller. So we finally got a point hit again. And we got that last box number hit. So we're going to be able to come down from our bets, and we'll be in profit here on this shooter. We have $126 brought back to the rack. We're going to go 60 on the outside when we get our new point established. So that way we'll be $66 in profit on this shooter here, which I don't understand. Nope. 88 inside is what we're going to go with. So we'll be like $46 in profit. Yeah, that makes more sense. So 88 inside is what we're going to go to. That was a single pitch on the left die. That was an explosion on the right die. So that was a single pitch away with an explosion, which is a safe result. If it was a single pitch towards us, that would be a warning shot. And let's call this all bet set. No line bet at all. We're just going on our cross bets. All of our bets are turned off currently. Dice out. And this time the dice did stay true left and right, but we have a 6-6 hard 12. The OMC craps all the dots and all the spots. Midnight. I said hard 12. Oh my God. I'm getting slap happy, I think. It's been a long, long day. I actually went in last night to work, and I worked 10 o'clock at night till 4 in the morning. I did a 6-hour shift last night because we were a little bit behind last week, so I had to go in and catch up a little bit. So we're going to stick with that 3-2-3-6, though. Still looking for a point. That was a pass line loser on the come out, unless you had it covered with a craps check. But that was one of the bookends, so that might help us towards that tall. And we got 20 people playing along in Crapsee, which is awesome. Let's go all bets set here. I saw 24 people watching on YouTube. We're down to 2 people on Kick. 3-2-3-6, and dice out. Dice split apart a little bit again when he left my fingers this time. And we have a come out 7, 6-1-7. Pass line a winner, a natural. So I guess that's a good time for that to happen. So we're still looking for a point yet. Like I said, that one split apart a little bit, so that was a mechanical issue when we threw the dice. So we'll stick with 3-2-3-6. And let's go all bets set here. Dice out. And I'm having that same problem with the dice split apart when they leave my fingers here. I don't understand why. But this time we got a 3-2-5, Justice 5. So 5 will be our new point. And like I said, we're going to bring our bets down now because we had gone past break even on the shooter. So we'll bring our bets down. We're going to go to 88 on the inside. So it's going to be $20 on the 5 and 9, 24 on that 6 and 8. That's a 4-unit bet. And we had a 3-2, so it was a primary on the right. On the left side, that was an explosion on the right side. Safe result, 3236. Good morning, Jason, checking in on YouTube. We finally have a double-digit shooter for the day. Wow. I'll tell you what, these numbers are going to really throw off the statistics, but it is what it is. This is all part of the journey. I know I'm trying to improve the statistics on my throws, but we're keeping everything honest, keeping everything real. Dice out. And we got a 3-3 hard 6, double degen. Primary on top for both dice. So that is a nice hit for us. So that's going to allow us to go, let's bring both of them up to $30, both the 6 and 8 up to $30. So we got $30 on the 6 and 8. We still got 20 on that 5 and 9. If we hit the 6 and 8 again, we'll pick up both the 4 and 10 for 15 apiece. Good morning, Uncle Hoku. He says, when will rebuys allowed? Tried but can play Crapsee on your site. I should have rebuys enacted on the Crapsee side of things. I have nothing to do with the rebuys other than the number that I set. And I don't remember what I set for this table. I thought I did unlimited rebuys, but apparently not. But again, that's a Crapsee issue. That's nothing that I have to deal with anymore, which is a nice thing for me because that way we're not constantly hitting rebuys for people and that. So not really sure what's up with that. So John's going to start doing his push-ups. He needs a good roll this morning. Keep that energy coming, Joe. And John, start up whenever you want, my friend. I will finish the live stream at the end of this roll here. And what did we throw last time? We threw a 6. We brought the 6 and 8 up to $30, so we'll call that all bets set. 3, 2, 3, 6. Dice out. Dice split apart again on my fingers. Darn it. This time, guys, we got a 4, 6, 10. That is Waylon's best friend Wayne and Daddy Joe. So that is the first 4, 6 that we've thrown today. We threw one whole big bushel, I think. Yeah, that's our second 10 for the day. So we got 4, 6. That is no help for us. We're on our inside numbers right now. Double pitch on that left die, single pitch on the right die, ultimately a single pitch of the dice. So get those bets in. We have $154 brought back to rack, $100 on the table currently. We're down probably about $200 and roughly $60 for the day. So took a little bit of a loss, but this last shooter is bringing some of that money back. We'll call that all bets set here. And dice out. And we got a 3, 4, 7 out. So that is the end of the roll. That was a 3, 4, not a 6, 4. Everyone, 3, 4, 7 out. So got a little bit of our money back that we had lost a little bit earlier. And we're going to continue on doing this throwing from the end of the table for the rest of the week. So hopefully we can figure some things out as we go forward with this. So let's look at our statistics for the day. So far for the day, we had 6 shooters. We had a 6, 8, 3, 2, 3 and 14 to finish off the day. We have a 6.0 SOR, 5.1 SRR with 1 come out 7. Strong numbers today were the 5, the 8, and the 9. Box numbers a little bit high, better than expected. Inside numbers a little bit better than expected. 4s and 10s are a little low. Come out 7s are low. Horns are low. Fields are low. And my screen is way off again. I got to get that adjusted. And we got hardways were high today. And looking at our brown belt statistics, this is through the end of last week, Thursday, because we didn't do a show on Friday. So the end of last week, Thursday, and we had 484 throws up till that point on a black belt. We have a 10.3 SOR, we have a 7.34 SRR, and a 6.87 BSR. And if you look at the bottom right corner of that screen, that'll show you what my goals are. We're not too far away from the goals, although today's session is not going to help us towards getting that way. I'm jumping jacks to John, says Justice Jen. Yeah. So anyway, hey guys, hopefully you can come back tomorrow. Hopefully we do figure this end of the table toss out. And if I go a couple days and I don't like this, might switch things around a little bit. But I will see you back tomorrow. Hopefully, my name is Joe. This is my Craps Master Dice Shooting Journey. Let's make it yours too. Have a great day, everyone. Be safe and be prosperous.